Well, Russ, it's the quiet bag at the moment. Once people are seeing this, it'll be half-time against Wrexham, and I know, obviously, we'll be 45 minutes into what's a pretty good workout, I'm sure.
Yeah, hopefully that's the plan. As you see, we've picked it up in our friendlies, from Bilston to Alfchurch to Bromsgrove to Alzoin, and then going into a real test at Wrexham at home.
Those days, kind of when it was very quiet here during that kind of lockdown period and you were only able to do the very essential work, it seems a little while ago now and we were itching to get back to it. How do you feel the last, I don't know, month or so has gone?
Really good. Obviously, we have plenty of time to make our programme, and so far, all being well, we've stuck to it, albeit a few little injuries, which is always concerning. But I think the 4-week programme's gone really well, and we've got the minutes in the bag of certain individuals, and we've had to look after a few others.
Has the programme so far been what you would have anticipated, kind of looking into it from that kind of, I don't know, maybe early July period?
Yeah, as the training schedule, that's all it is really, with a few games in there. Realistic tests, which has been good. Disappointed with a few things and excited with a few others. So I think going into the last 2 weeks of pre-season, building up to the FA Cup game in Chester, we are where we want to be really. Nursing a few injuries over the next week to 10 days, but I'm hopeful that come October the 3rd on the Saturday, we've got a full clean bit of health.
To be honest, no one knows what day it is anymore, do they?
No, and that's the trouble. It's mad saying that this week. The sun's been out, and you would have thought it would have been July. So, but come October, we'll have our coats on and we're ready for Christmas.
You talk about how there's lots of positives and things that you want to tidy up on. Is that kind of the nature of pre-season, in the sense that if it was a pre-season where you're winning every friendly 5-0, all the lads are at it, no injuries, you're almost kind of waiting for something to go wrong when the season starts, aren't you?
You are, and on the flip side, if you're losing every game 5-0, you know, so we've seen some exciting moments, and we've seen some moments that we've clearly got to work on, and that's what pre-season's about. Otherwise, you don't play friendlies and you just train every day, and everyone picks up the momentum for October the 3rd. But you know, you need these games to learn things from, and we've definitely done that. What you've seen from the games is hopefully a little taster into where we're hopefully going to get to really. We've brought some good names and some big names, some experience and some legs for the level we're at. So I'm really excited for the coming months.
Talk to me about that recruitment, because pre-lockdown at the end of what was last season, there were still things being done with an eye on the future, talking about the likes of Jim Kellerman and Alex Penny, as well as the lad you brought in more recently. Do you feel that kind of bigger picture is coming along as you like it?
Yes, I do. Obviously, time will tell. I'm hopeful, you know, when we have our chat in December, you know, we are where we want to be. But in the names there of Jim Kellerman, Alex Penny and Kobe Arthur, the lads we've kind of nurtured from last season, coincided with what we've bought with the experience of Montrose, Morgan Smith, to go with, you know, your Ashley Emmons and your Sterling James. You know, we've got plenty of wealth of experience in there at these levels, and you know, we've got to use that to our full effect.
Talk to me about the hunger within the squad as well, because I mean, just looking at Jim's shirt there behind you, he's gone a long time without playing competitive first team football. This is kind of his local club really. There's lots of reasons why he wants to come back and come back strong, doesn't he now?
Yeah, I think a few people have got a few points to prove. We've gone a lot more local this season, so you know, you look at the signings of Luke Maxwell, Jim Kellerman. I know they've been around the country, up and down, but they are local boys. Amari Sterling James, another local lad, and I think they've got to feel what we're trying to do here as well. And I think having been in a local environment, of being under a manager who's a local lad as well, they've got to feel what I want and what the fans want.
Does that help as well? Because almost for any club, anywhere in the league, whether it's Liverpool lads playing for Liverpool or kiddie boys, so to speak, playing for Kidderminster, you can't kind of discredit any other players for not being from Kidderminster, but just give you that kind of understanding as to what the club needs, the community, what kind of place we're running here. It all helps, doesn't it?
I think so, and I want the fans to relate to players of being their own at the end of the day, because I want players going and appearing at local schools and grassroots football, because when we do move up the leagues, hopefully over the next 3 to 4 years, we are ready and the club is as a local community. Of course, that's what we all want. There'll be 20 other clubs saying that at our level, I think when you're more local and you see your name in the newspapers and in the media and people can relate to you and they see you on the street, it's a lot more, feels a lot better.
And there has been, and I know you've not been around for a lot of it, but over the last couple of seasons, I suppose, a bit of a disconnect, especially kind of last season, not a strong start to the season, but bridges, do you feel, are slowly being rebuilt?
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, we through this COVID, I think you really see the people who want to jump on board through these tough times. And, you know, I know who they are, the owners know who they are, and we've really all stuck together really through thick and thin. The advertising and the sponsorship who have jumped on board through these tough times, you know, it's great for us as a club. And we've got to look after them, and hopefully they look after us.
The ice machine from Norway, which is making the noise in the background as well.
Well, listen, that's one thing that doesn't surprise me. You know, they asked can they help us, and we put something to them, and they signed him for us. So a great addition to the squad.
And how do you feel personally? Because I mean, we've known each other for years, and obviously a long time a kiddie player. Do you feel very much now kind of cemented in that managerial role? Because there was so much towards the end of maybe Mark Yates' time, the start of John Pemberton's time, where it was kind of like Russ Penn the player, Russ Penn the player coach, player coach manager, a bit of all three. You feel more comfortable in your role now?
I feel more comfortable in myself in where I am. Yeah, probably trying to tell that to other people is different, but because I'm still quite young, they expect you to still be playing, but I haven't kicked a ball for 18 months now. I don't miss it. I had a fantastic career, but I was always prepared for this, and hopefully, you know, you've got to get the results first and foremost, but hopefully I've got another career on my side.
I know it would probably take more than the time we have during this half-time slot to describe it, but is kind of life as a manager what you expected it might be? I mean, we talked about how the challenges are very different and the pressures are different.
Yeah, it's full on. I don't need to excuse that, but I feel I'm ready for that in my stage in my life and my stage in my career, and I've got to give the lads every opportunity to prepare for the next game, and that's all we can do as coaching staff and give them everything we can as a club to provide to get them results.
And your management staff as well, you talk about, and there's another tight group within the tight group, to be honest. Jim, obviously, your right-hand man, so to speak, you've got some good support.
Yeah, we have, and we've done exactly the same with the staff as we have done with the players. Energy and enthusiasm, first and foremost. And a will to want to work for Kidderminster Harriers. So I think if it all coincides and goes side by side with each other, we'll be okay.
And a couple of weeks' time, once the season starts a proper, so to speak, we know it's the FA Cup, whoever that might be, and then Chester, it's a fast start, a busy start, but the lads will be buzzing for it.
They will, and so will I. You know, you get no pressure in pre-season. You only build your own pressure and your own little faults and whatever. But I think as a footballer, if you played for as long as I have and Jim has and whatever, you enjoy the pressure of winning and losing games. It's what makes us in this industry. What makes, for some reason, we always keep coming back for whatever reason, because you don't sleep when you lose, and then, you know, it's the best part of your life when you win. So we're all ready for that, and you know, FA Cup couldn't come quick enough for me.